So now let's talk a little bit about file and file management within SalesForce. There's two basic sets of files, one that the system has to have access to, and one that we can go drag and drop into the system associated with an account or a project, opportunity, or a contact for that matter. Of the files that the system needs, you can go up here to Files, and we'll find out that when we go, there's all of these files that are owned by me, but more importantly, I can come down and look at the libraries. We have some libraries. The asset library is kind of a default. We don't really use it. But there's two libraries that we do use. One is for proofs, and one is for product images. The proofs are where we place the proofs that we want to attach to a project. So when you attach a proof to a project, that's the final design proof, and it's attached to a project, and we've seen where we actually attach that. We'll talk about that in another video as well. But these are all the different proofs that are out in the library. And they get there by actually having them, you have them stored someplace. Either somebody gave it to you, Jonas gave it to you as a email, but you just go to add files. And when you go to add files, you can go pick from any place on the network one of those files and associate it in this library, which is proofs. Once you've done that, then you can actually go copy it. So for instance, if I wanted to use the Ford 150 practice proof for Doe Engineering, I would click on that document. That document would come up, and then to be able to use it, what I would do is right click on the mouse anywhere in the picture and say copy that image address. It's not copy the image or save the image as, copy the image address. When I do that, the place where this proof is located on the net has not actually been copied to me. That's why it has to be in the system where we can actually utilize it. Then when I go to the projects, and I go to Doe Brothers Engineering project, this is on Rebus, but you'll notice the proof here. When I go edit that and drop that file in there, it becomes a part of the project. So I'm now not looking at the Doe Brother project, but I'm looking at Rebus. This is a 10. So if I came here and this was blank, I would literally just click the edit button and drop the image from the proof in the project. Then when I went to final proposal or customer agreement, when it builds those when that template builds those two documents for me, it comes here to find out what is the latest proof associated with this particular project. So if we have more than one proof, it's important for us to go attach the final proof here so that it can be picked up on the final proposal or the customer agreement. We were looking just a minute ago at some of the libraries. One of the other libraries is the product images. Product images are all of the images that we use when we go to products. So if I now look at products, we will see that if I look at all of the products, we'll just see that the product by name, car full wrap, this is the image that will be associated with that when we put it as a line item. This is over on the far left side when we actually create our final proposals. So these images are what the system uses when we pick these individual products, and that's where they go. They belong in the library called product images. So all the product images that we're able to use are here. If I need to create a new one, I simply go over and add the file, name it so that I can go find it and associate it with a product. That's the use of a product using the system through the files. I can also go to Doe Brothers Engineering, for instance, and you'll notice that there's an aspect over here called files. So I can hover over the files here and say I want to add a file. And let's say I know that I've got that Casey actually built a invoice for me. I can go to wherever that invoice is. In this case, I've actually set one up in the process. I can grab that invoice, and in this case, associate it with this particular file. So this is something then that I can attach to the account so that when I actually look at files in this case, I can actually see that. If I want to go see what that file looks like, I can click it, get a few. Here's an invoice that we created for Doe Brother Engineering. Those are the two kinds of files. One is the system files that I find up here, and the other are literally files that I can attach to the case.